Good morning, YouTube. So, today we've got even more zombie support. So we got some zombie support yesterday, and I will go over them at the end of the video as well, so you can kind of include everything in one video. But this morning we've got even more zombie support, and this time they've given us some more effect monsters, a new trap, new spell, and 3 new synchro monsters, which is pretty sweet. So, we're going to start off with Red Eyes Zombie Dragon, so make sure that you smash that like button so you do not miss out on any more upcoming news drops like this. So, Red Eyes Zombie Dragon Lord. First of all, the artwork is badass. Like, you've got the bone towers in the background. I'm assuming that's like a river of blood or whatever, but then the Red Eyes himself, look at that. Looks incredible. It's a shame the effect doesn't quite live up to the artwork, but it's still pretty good. So it requires a zombie tune-up plus 1 or more non-tuners, and it is a level 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2800 attack, 2400 defense. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can target 1 zombie monster in your graveyard, except Red Eyes Zombie Dragon Lord. Special summon it. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish 1 zombie monster you control to special summon this card. You can only use the effect once per turn. So the revival effect is really kind of cool. It's a shame that the revival effect isn't like a quick effect. And it's a shame that its quick effect is only during your opponent's turn. Other than that, still a really cool card. Then we move on to, which is what I would probably say is the best one, is Corpse Dragon Lord Felgrand. So it is a level 2, 4, 6, 8. It requires 1 zombie, 1 or more non-tuner zombie. It's 2800 attack, 2800 defense. If this card is special summoned, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls or in their graveyard and banish it. If a monster or monsters is special summoned from the graveyard while this monster is face up on the field, you can target 1 face up monster on the field except this card and negate its effects until the end of the turn. You can only use each effect of Corpse Dragon Lord Felgrand once per turn. Now obviously, if you get this guy in the graveyard and then use the Red Eyes to bring it back, you can then trigger his effect to banish, which is kind of cool. And then if you're able to bring another card back from the grave, you can trigger his second effect. But I think the artwork just looks really badass as well. It's just a zombified Felgrand. It looks so cool. We'll go the other synchro first, and then I'll go back over the effect monsters. So Immortal Dragon. Again, these are all like zombified forms of dragon monsters as well. So it's really kind of cool. 1 tuner, 1 or more non-tuners, and it is a level 7. 500 attack, 2400 defense. You can banish 1 card from your hand, then target 1 of your banished dark monsters to special summon it in face up or face down defense position. During the end phase, inflict 100 damage to your opponent for each set card on the field. Only use each effect once per turn. I mean, it's kind of okay. It's not a quick effect. The burn is pretty low, but depending on the version of zombies you're going to be playing this in, it might dictate how effective and how non-effective it's going to be. Then we're going to go over the 2 new monsters. So we basically got a zombified Zera. So Al Ghul Mazera. Reminds me of Isle Gould. It's pretty cool. Again, artwork is badass. Bone tower in the background. Zombie world growing around him. The sword looks awesome. And then just the general zombified form of Zera is really cool. So it is a level 2, 4, 6, 8. It's 2800 attack, 2300 defense. If a zombie monster or monsters you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard instead. If this card becomes banished from your hand or grave, you can special summon it in defense position. Then you can decrease its level by 1. Only use the effect once per turn. So, I mean, I think zombies play a lot of high-level monsters already. I'm not too sure that you would actually main this, just because the best thing you're going to get from it is a light bit of protection, but most of your zombies float anyway. And what I mean by that is that they can banish themselves from the graveyard, or you're going to get Mizukis in the graveyard to revive them anyway. So it's an interesting concept. I'm not too sure how many of these you'd actually play. Okay, moving on to Crazy Clown. Now, this one freaks me out. Look at that. That is one scary, ugly bear. I highly doubt we're going to get knives in the TCG, but you never know. Crazy Clown, as its name suggests, it becomes Plague Spreader zombie while face up on the field. or in the graveyard. If this card is in the graveyard, you can target a target one level 6 or higher monster you control, decrease its level by 2, and if you do special summon this card, but you cannot special summon monsters while this is face up in the monster zone, except zombies. Only use the effect once per turn. 400 attack, 200 defense, so it shares Plague Spreader. It is basically another Plague Spreader, but not as good as Plague Spreader, because this one requires you to have a level 6 on the board, and then locks you into summoning only zombies. So, it's interesting. It's not so great, but it's still a cool card. The spell card, Zombie Reborn. Again, the zombie artworks are one of the best in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, just look at that. Absolutely incredible. You've got the bones being like disintegrated in the forefront or just blown away. Trees, thunders, bone towers, the background, the front ground. Oh, so good. Pure talent. Target one zombie monster in either graveyard, banish it. Banish one monster with the same name from your deck or extra deck, and if you do, special summon the targeted monster. If this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle one of your banished zombie monsters back into the deck, and if you do, set this card on your field, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use one Zombie Reborn effect per turn, and only once that turn. And then finally, we've got Haunted Zombie. Again, Bone Tower looks amazing, and then you've got obviously these bone creatures as well. So, banish one zombie monster that has a level from either graveyard. So if you've got Zombie World in play, you can start banishing from your opponent's grave. Nice. And if you do, special summon 2 haunted tokens. Zombie Dark, attack 0, defense 0, with the same level as that monster. If this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle one of your banished zombie monsters into the deck. And if you do, set it on the field, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use one haunted zombie effect per turn, and only once that turn. So obviously the idea behind this is you're able to... It's a little bit tricky because you've got to manipulate levels. You can still use the tokens as link summoning, which is perfectly fine. So that gets you into like Vampire Sucker and stuff like that. But ultimately, you want to be using and abusing the levels to kind of help you synchro climb. So they got Ghost Lancer, the Underworld Spearmen. So it's a level 5 Dark Zombie effect monster, level 5, 2000 attack. If only your opponent controls a monster, you special on this card from the hand for free. Cannot be destroyed by battle except with a monster special from the extra deck. And if it attacks a defense position monster, you inflict piercing battle damage. Level 3 Dark, so we've got the Ghost Sleeper, the Underworld Sleeping Beauty. Attack 1300. Only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one Ghost Fusion, which I'll show you in a minute, from your deck to the hand. During the main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from the graveyard and discard one card. Then target one of your banished level 4 or higher zombie monsters and add it to your hand. They then got Ghost Wyvern, the Underworld Dragon. So level 4 Dark Zombie effect, 1700 attack, 0 defense. Only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is normal or special, you can add one Ghost Fusion from your deck to your hand. During the end phase, if this card was banished this turn, you can take one level 2 or lower zombie tuner from the deck and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. So this is the main one that has synergy with the rest of the stuff. Like all of this stuff seems focused on the fusion side, whereas everything else I just showed you seems focused on the fusion side. So Zombie Fusion or Ghost Fusion. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. Fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control as fusion material. Only zombie monsters can be used as fusion material for this effect. If your life points are lower than your opponent's, you can also banish one zombie monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard as material. Now, obviously, that is both a massive plus and a massive disadvantage. So, the massive plus is it lets you banish zombies from your deck. Or graveyard as well. So it does give you a massive advantage on that one, meaning that it takes away the materials that you need. The only downside is, it banishes, so most of your zombies effect, if not all of the zombies effects, aren't going to get their effects from being banished. They kind of want to be in the graveyard. Secondly, because you can only use zombie monsters, the amount of targets you can actually summon from the extra deck become a little bit less. So this isn't as good as, of course, the... fusion spell for Albaz, because he pretty much lets you summon out, or his fusions ideally let you summon out anything you want. But the idea behind this is a really cool fusion spell. I am waiting. I was expecting today's stuff to be fusion monsters, like fusion zombie monsters, but they've given us synchros, so maybe we're going to get fusions tomorrow, or maybe at some point next week. But it'll be really cool to kind of see if they give us a brand new zombie fusion. that'd be really cool. Like, the one they've got at the moment isn't so great. So it'd be nice if they get like an Omni Negate zombie, and that'd be really cool. It will then mean it's more enticing to run this spell card. Anyway, I hope you like this. I hope you've kind of seen these already, or if you haven't, I hope this is the first time you're seeing them and you're like, yeah, like me, damn, these artworks are pretty cool. And I kind of can't wait to update my zombie deck. So there are some really cool cards on this. I can't wait to see if we get any more. As always, a massive shout out to Alan Mack, who creates the English proxies for these. The best thing about these is they are already sized as well, so you can literally just find them. And I believe he's given permission for people to do this. You can find them, put them onto a Word document or just a general document, and then print them out. You don't even need to worry about sizing them up. They're already done for you, and that's a great additional step. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Till next time, guys, as absolutely always, stay safe and, of course, happy dueling.